Hello again, and this is part 10 of What If Kamen Writer Kabuto Was in My Hero Academia, so let's start. Chapter 31 Wake Up. I don't own Kamen Writer Kabuto or My Hero Academia. Shinji was at his dorm room thinking about the angeloids that were still sleeping. He needs to make sure they would wake up one day. He goes out and then he saw the others having breakfast and he joins them. Su looks at him and said, "Is there something the matter, Shinji?" "Just thinking about the other angeloids," he said. "Oh, that's right, they didn't wake up yet," Kaminari said. They got nervous for them since what might happen to those angels. They heard a yawn and saw a blue-haired angeloid come out. "What's all that noise?" "Hey, one of them is awake," they said. She looks at them and pouts. "Great bugs." She then got surprised seeing Mina and Tokoyami. "Why do those humans look so different?" "Oh yeah, you were sleeping so you don't know about quirks," Mina said. "Quirks?" she said. "First, what's your name?" Shinji asked. "I'm Nymph." "Well, Nymph, it's a long story since you've been sleeping ever since the battle with Minus," Shinji said. "What?" she said. "What happened to him?" "He's been sent to another dimension," Shinji said, shocking her. "So he's gone," she said, and he nodded. "Wait, then you're my master now?" "Looks like it, since your chains along with the others went to me," Shinji said. She frowns and said, "Okay, is there anyone awake?" "Ikaros is the first one that was with me, the others didn't wake up," Shinji said, and Ikaros appeared. "Oh, come on," Nymph said. "It's not that bad," Ikaros said. "She doesn't like humans that much," Kirishima said. "It must be those girls that think they're better than the others," Siro said. "Well, she will have to learn to like us," Jiro said. "Kinda hard when she starts hating us," Kaminari said. Izuku looks at her and thinks, how is she different compared to Ikaros? It always amazed him since they're basically angels, and that's something not part of quirks or heroes. "Good morning, Shirkuin." Yoshiko jumps inside the place, but Shinji punches her away and she falls to the ground. "Not now." He frowns. Nymph stares at her and said, "She's a strange human." Shinji sighs and looks at Ikaros before getting surprised seeing her with a watermelon. "Where did you get that?" "I found it at the market," she said. They stared at her petting the watermelon and Ojiro said, "It's almost like she's carrying a baby." "She's a weird one," Siro said. "I think it's cute," Ochako said. Ikaros got surprised being called that. They saw a little chick making sounds and Kota pets it. "Did you bring that chick too?" Shinji asked Ikaros and she nodded. "Just great, the bird girl is just going to bring weird stuff," Bakugo said. Stella came out and has her arms out. "Stella, you shouldn't come out like that, you need help." Momo goes to help her. "Thank you," she said. "Say, where's Ruri?" Izuku asked Shinji. "She went out to see a few friends," he said. "Also, where's Jill?" Toru asked. Professor Aizawa said she was sent to meet a hero to help her, Shinji said. "With Jill." She arrives at a building that is for a pro hero. She goes inside making sure not to look at anyone. She then sees a door to an office and knocks. "Come in." She opens the door and sees the pro hero Sir Night-Eye sitting at his desk. "You must be Sir Night-Eye?" she asked. "Yes, All Might called me because you needed help with your quirk," he said. She got scared at his serious look. "Why yes, they said you have a similar ability." "That is correct, your quirk double vision is similar to my foresight. The big difference is that you can't turn it off like the other quirks. It's a big weakness if you don't control it," he said. "I know, it's just I don't know how to control it. Sometimes when I look at people I just see dead bodies," she said. He gets up and shows her a quiz book. He covers one of her eyes being the left. "Now what does this say?" It says that it's Egypt. She said. Good. He then covers her other eye. Now what does it say? Nothing. She said. I could tell that your double vision shows both present and future, right eye the future, left eye the present. Sir Night Eye said. He takes out an eye patch and puts it over her right eye. Use this to keep it in check. I could also tell that you haven't been eating well. Okay, also could I actually become a hero? She asked. He stares at her and said, I became one so it's possible. She got surprised at the answer. You have a good quirk. You just need to conquer your fear in using it. Also when you saw the teachers you screamed. They told me the moment you came you saw a future vision. What was that? She looks down and said, Midnight. What's going to happen to her? Sir Night Eye said. She will die. Jill said. Sir Night Eye got surprised at that. He puts a hand over his chin. It's clear that Jill's quirk hasn't been trained enough to see more. She can only see the state of the things she sees, so if Midnight is going to die, maybe there's something that happened. At Class 1A. The students were at the classroom when they waited before they saw Aizawa come in. Good morning, Professor Aizawa. Morning, and I hope all of you are all ready, cause now it's time we got serious, Aizawa told his entire class. As I told you this summer, your main focus is to obtain provisional hero licenses. Yes, sir. Do not take this lightly. A hero's license means you're responsible for human lives. You can imagine the exam to receive is difficult. Only 50% of students pass the test required for these permits each year. Aizawa told them. Shinji understood what he's talking about since the hero license must be hard for giving them a warning. So that's why you're going to be creating something new. Aizawa said as Midnight, Cementos, and Ectoplasm entered the classroom. Two ultimate moves. Two ultimate moves. Kaminari and Siro said in unison. This is going to be awesome. When we say ultimate, we mean a move that will ensure you will win against your opponent, Ectoplasm told the students. An action so unique to your identity that no other person can copy it, Cementos said. Your moves represent who you are. These days most pro heroes have an ultimate move or two. Those who don't are fools. Midnight said. Everyone was excited and Shinji was in deep thought. What could he make for an ultimate move? His standard ones was always the rider kick and punch, so what could he do to go beyond that? He has a lot of thinking to do before they start. He just hope he can do this since it depends on his future. This is going to be so cool. Yoshiko appears behind him and the students got surprised. Wait, don't tell me she's in our class. Siro said. The principal chose her to be here since Narukami can take care of her better. Aizawa said. So please be nice to her. Cementos said. Isn't this amazing, Shirkuan? We will be hanging out so much. Yoshiko was next to him. I see. He was ignoring her. So what will we be doing after school? She asked. Studying. He said. Yup, that's Shinji. The rest. Are you an idiot? She taps her and he punches her away. This is going to be a longer school year. Aizawa said. Well, it won't be boring with her around. Midnight said. I rather it was boring, at least I wouldn't be dealing with her. Shinji said. Calm down, Shinji. Izuku said. And something I can agree with, Bug Boy. Bokugo said. Chapter 32 Create those ultimate moves. I don't own Kamen Rider Kabuto or My Hero Academia. Shinji arrives at a gym with his class with everyone wearing their hero costumes and he was using Kabuto. He saw Yoshiko wearing a brown bodysuit with yellow patches on her chest, almost like a monkey. That idiot. Gym Gamma, also known as the Training Dining Land, or TDL. Aizawa told them. Kabuto looks around and said, it looks empty. Cementos put his hands on the ground and make a bit of the cement rise up. I came up with the idea of these facilities. Terrain and other things can be prepared specifically for each student. That's what the dining part refer to. he said. Ida raises his arm. Allow me to ask one question. Why do we must have ultimate moves for our provisional licensing exam? Please tell me your reasoning. I'll tell you everything in order. Calm down, Aizawa said. The job of a hero is to save people from danger, like crimes, accidents, natural disasters, and man-made disasters. The exam to become one naturally looks at how well you are able to do that. Your ability to gather information, make decisions, move, and fight, in addition to your ability to communicate, draw people to you, and lead every year. A different test is being used to see at how well you are able to do those things. Of those, your ability to fight is especially important to your futures as heroes. If you are prepared, you don't have to worry. Whether or not you have an ultimate move will greatly affect whether or not you pass. Midnight said. Not being influenced by circumstances and be able to act constantly will make you a great asset to the front lines. Cementos said. Your ultimate moves do not necessarily need to be the attacking type. For example, Ida's Reciproburst, the temporary burst of speed is enough of a threat to be worth calling an ultimate move. Ectoplasm said. Same deal with Narukami's Rider Kick. I see, it allows the hero to have a good presence in the fight against evil. Kabuto said. Exactly. Kamui Woods, who played a big part in the fight the other day, has a move called Lacquered Chain Prison that is the perfect example of an ultimate move. He restrains his opponent before they can do anything. Midnight said. The training camp was cancelled, but the training you did to develop your quirks was the part of the process to create your ultimate moves. In other words, until the beginning of the next semester, for the 10 days or so until the end of the summer vacation, you'll be working out your ultimate moves as you develop your quirks. You'll be doing intensive training, Aizawa said. Cementos made many pillars with ectoplasm clones on them. In addition, you should think about how you can improve your costumes works better with your developing quirks. Go through this with plus ultra mentality, Aizawa said. Yes, sir, they said. Kabuto then starts to think, and he needs to think of something and fast. They started training with many fighting against the clones. His classmates were fighting against the clones doing their best. Ectoplasm was attacking Kabuto, making him block with his arms. Narukami, you must train even harder since you don't have a quirk like your friends, so go beyond, Ectoplasm said. Kabuto was blocking and getting kicked back. He didn't have time to activate Clock Up since this test was supposed to teach them to make Ultimate moves. Yoshiko dodges a clone and jumps up. Erase my ultimate move. What? The others looked at her. Did she really thought of one? Momo said. She does a somersault and does a drop kick. Yoshiko drop. What? Ectoplasm got so surprised that he got kicked away by her immense strength. The other's jaws dropped seeing that. Yoshiko was next to Kabuto. What did you think, Shirkuan? Wasn't I cool? She then got punched away. She copied All Might's move. Many thought since that was a kick version of All Might's California Smash. Aizawa coughs in his hand. Well, not bad, but be more original. Ha, but I did a move? Yoshiko got up confused. A copied move, you used All Might's own attack with a kick, you have to think more creative. Aizawa said. Ah, okay. She salutes. Kabuto dodges Ectoplasm and thinks of an ultimate move, he then sees a vision. Back at his room, the mask sensed it. So he's having a vision of that world, let's see how much that will change him. Kabuto then sees a blue blur before it shows a blue hedgehog with red shoes running forward. He was facing against many robots before he jumps up and rolls up into a ball going forward, hitting the robots. That it, Kabuto said. He then runs around surprising Ectoplasm. What's his plan? Ectoplasm said. Kabuto ran forward, becoming a red blur before he jumps up and he rolls into a ball charging at Ectoplasm. Shinji thought of a move. Sue said. Wow. Mina said. Ultimate move. Rider spin dash. Kabuto hits ectoplasm, pushing him back. Kabuto then lands on the ground in a crouching position looking at ectoplasm. Very good, you picked up speed to make the move stronger. I suggest improving it. Ectoplasm said. Of course. Kabuto said. Izuku saw that and said, wow, Shinji made a cool move. The way he did it was picking up the speed and charge forward like a cannonball. I'm glad Shinji was able to think of an ultimate move. Momo smiles. So cool, Shirkuin. Yoshiko cheers for him. Kabuto looks at his hand and he could feel that he can improve that attack to be better, but this is a good step in the right direction. Alright, let's keep going. Narukami, a nice move, but do improve it. You're in the right direction. Aizawa said. Yes, you need to make it faster and more useful. Make it like a move where you can use multiple times. Midnight said. Kabuto remembers the hedgehog that used it and saw him attack multiple robots, bouncing off of them. Alright. Kabuto said. Bakugo frowns. I'll surpass Bug Boy, to the point he will be sent flying away as a ping pong ball. Yoshiko tries to hug Kabuto but he punches her away. But that's still cool. Bakugo admits it. Everyone continued to train and Kabuto has been getting that move better and they still have a few days before the exam which he can deal with before that happens. Chapter 33 Whisper in the Dark. I don't own Kamen Rider Kabuto or My Hero Academia. Shinji was at the woods, it was after class and he's been thinking of the move he made. He based on the creature of his visions. He's a fast one the way he moved, so his attacks were useful for him. Maybe I can expand more on those moves, perfect them like how he did. Shinji said. Shirkuin. Yoshiko jumps towards him but he punches her away. How did you get here? He said. Big bro. He saw Ruri go up to him with Stella holding her hand. Ruri, Stella? Shinji looks at them. Hey Shinji. He looks and he sees Ryuichi, Sayaka and Fuki go up to them. Well, looks like the old group is back together now again. Shinji said. Yeah, but it's been hard getting to see you again being this big hero. Ryuichi said. It's been lonely without you. Sayaka said. Well, it's Naruto that they miss you. Fuki said, but deep down she wanted to be with Shinji too. Well, our class was much bigger than this. He said. Oh yeah, we used to have many other classmates. Ryuichi said. Some of the others moved away to another school. Sayaka said. Well, we can't change the past. Shinji said. But then a rift opened surprising them and they got sucked inside. Yoshiko got up before she got sucked inside too. They then arrived at a dark cave and fell to the ground grunting. Shinji then jumps forward catching Ruri and Stella. You okay? He asked. Yes. They nodded. They got up and Fuki rubs her back. Where are we? Maybe I can help. They saw a man with white hair and red eyes. Who are you? Shinji said going in front of his friends. I am Zelrich. You all have been sent to this world since it has a connection to all of you, but it's going to merge with another world and cause massive changes should it not be stopped. He said. So we need to help. Yoshiko salutes. But we're not fighters. Sayaka was nervous. Don't worry about that. You'll get the power to fight, but for now. Zelrich throws a red emerald at Shinji making him catch it. Shinji looks at it and said, what is this? Let's say it's from a set of emeralds that exist in an alternate world that was destroyed. They have the power to grant great power. Zelrich then points to his right. Now it's best you go there. They got confused and they went forward. Shinji was in front since his Zectors are with him and he then saw a group of fantasy-looking people facing against two other ones with a demon-looking statue. Wait a minute. Shinji looks at the guy with white hair. That's Hajime. The group got surprised and Yoshiko looks forward. Hey, it's everyone. Sayaka looks to the bad guys. But aren't those Eri and Daisuke? Yeah, that jerk. Ryuichi frowns. You had to betray us, Eri. Hajime said. It's for my own plans. She smiles holding a staff with a purple glow on it. What? Shinji's group said. That lying brat. Fuki said. Shinji frowns and said, looks like I'll have to deal with her. The statue charges, but then a small red thing hits its head, surprising them. What? Hajime follows it before it goes to a big boulder. Someone catches it, revealing the thing to be Kabuto's Ector, and on top of the boulder was Shinji. Shinji! Hajime said. The classmates were shocked to see him. Shinji! Yuka said, staring at him. Shinji looks at Daisuke and Eri. So you two betrayed your own classmates. I knew that was something off about you, Eri. She grunts, seeing him. Well, what are you going to do? We have power while you are still just a normal guy. The statue attacks, but then Yoshiko drop kicks it. Yoshiko kick. The got shocked seeing her, and Yugo said, Yoshiko. That idiot. Yuka said. Hey everyone. Yoshiko waves at them. What is that idiot doing here? Daisuke said. Then they saw Ryuichi, Fuki, Sayaka, Ruri, and Stella came to their side. Fuki. Suzu said. Sayaka. Ayako said. Ryuichi. Teiko Sugawara said. And Shinji's sister Ruri. Cookie said. But who is she? Hajime points at Stella. Stella be with them. Shinji said. Okay, Papa. She nodded. Papa. They said. A fish girl with blue hair sees her and said, so they're like me and Papa. Mia. Hajime looks at her. So these are your friends? You asked. Well, yeah, they're from my school before we had to move. Hajime said. Plus don't worry, Shinji can do it. Sayaka said. That's right, get them, Shinji. Ryuichi said. What can he do? Daisuke grunts. Demon statue attacks, but Shinji said. Hensher. He inserts the Zector on the belt. Henshin. He then changes before pulling the horn quick. Cast off. Cast off. The armor jumps off, hitting the statue back, and they saw his rider form. Change Beetle. They got shocked seeing him like that, while the others smiled. He's Kabuto. Hajime said. Shinji became a Kamen rider. Yuka said. I am the ruler that walks on the road of providence. Shinji Narakami. He puts his hand up. The statue attacks, but he dodges a punch before he kicks it in the face, making it crack. What, one kick? Daisuke said. That's impossible. Eri said. Not for a Kamen rider. Kabuto said. Statue attacks Kabuto, making him jump around with his arms crossed before he takes out the kunai gun, shooting its head, blasting it to pieces. The statue falls down defeated. Way to go, Genie. Hajime said. Ryuichi looks at Hajime. Say, what happened to you? No comment. Hajime frowns. Kabuto looks at his two former classmates. Let's go. Daisuke charges at him with his sword, but Kabuto blocks it with the kunai before hitting him back. He then kicks at Daisuke many times and kicks him away. Wow, Shinji has gotten stronger since the last time we saw him. Hajime said. Aiko the teacher came and said, what's going on? Hey sensei. Yoshiko waves at her. Aiko got surprised seeing her. Yoshiko. Hi sensei. The others said. Oh, you're all here, including Ruri. Aiko said. Yeah, and Kabuto over there is Shinji. Ryuichi points at him, surprising her. Kabuto looks at her. Sensei. Eri then summons the army of the undead. I will kill you, even with that speed. She then makes her soldiers, and he sees them getting ready. Clock up. Clock up. They charged forward and he was moving faster too. Then he has a vision of a dark hedgehog covered in energy going through an army with an energy sphere around him. Kabuto takes out the emerald and gets covered in his own, charging forward going through the army as they fly away. He then appears in front of her. Clock over. She got shocked seeing Kabuto in front of her. That's impossible. He then kicks her away and she drops the staff. They saw it fall down and it breaks into two, then a dark smoke comes out hitting the corpses away as everyone held their arms in front of them. What is this? Hajime said. What did she have with her? You said. It goes up and comes down towards Kabuto, who jumps back, but it hits his shadow. Insert Mephiles whisper here. They then saw the shadow go up before forming a black version of Kabuto with the silver being white and green eyes with slit pupils. What? His shadow? You said. Ha 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 ha. Oh, how ironic fate can be. I would never have believed I would be resurrected through your shade. He points at Kabuto. I thank you, Kamen Rider. He bows. Who is he? Sayaka and Fuki were scared, holding each other. Who are you? Kabuto said. He then walks forward. I am Mephiles. Mephiles, the dark. Mephiles. Hajime said with Nia hitting behind him with the others ready. That girl thought she was some mastermind, but it was all for nothing. He was up to Kabuto's face. Eri gets up and said, I don't know who you are, but you shall serve me. She tries to use her magic, but then she got jabbed by an arm. She saw Mephiles was in front of her with his arms inside of her. You stupid idiot, you think you were manipulating everyone when it was me that was controlling you. What? She said. That's right, I used you to free myself until a strong host came, with it being your former friend. Mephiles said. Eri was in shock, she was the one being manipulated all this time. Now, goodbye. He then blasted her into ash. The others got shocked seeing that. Daisuke got scared and runs away before Mephiles blasted him too. He looks at the others and they were all ready to fight. It will be fun to see all of you squirm and fail to protect not only this world but 2 more worlds. He said. What? Kabuto said. He then makes a black portal, making everyone go inside of it as he enters while laughing. Kabuto then arrives at a city and he looks around. He then sees a sign saying that it's called Solana. At the river was a big festival with a ship moving with a princess wearing white dress and red hair there waving at everyone. What is this place? Kabuto said. Chapter 34, His World. I don't own Kamen Rider Kabuto or My Hero Academia. Kabuto was at a city at night and he sees the princess waving at the people. She then arrives at a monument and they gave her a torch. We give thanks for the blessed flames. May we always continue to have peace. Son of Solana, guide and watch over us with your eternal light, she said. She lights the fire, making everyone cheer, but then many explosions happen, scaring everyone. Kabuto then sees a giant flying ship come down, and in a machine came Eggman, and he stands in front of the princess with many robots surrounding her. A pleasure to meet you at last, Princess of Solana. I am Dr. Eggman. I've come here to obtain the secret of flames of disaster from you. He said. And to take the miracle gems that are the key to its secret. The Chaos Emerald. She held a gem that was glowing blue. Kabuto takes his red emerald. Zelrich said there are copies in this world. Could that be one of them? He said. Now princess, this way please. Eggman points at his side. She was scared, but then a red blur goes around before a figure stands on top of the figure. Elise looks up and sees Kabuto. I don't think so. He said. The robots aimed their weapons at him, but he touches his belt. Clock up! Clock up! He goes faster, slashing the robots with his kunai gun before he was in front of the girl. Clock over! The robots exploded. See ya, Baldi. Kabuto said. Ha, Baldi, that's a good one. They saw Sonic on top of a building. You. Kabuto said, remembering the vision. Now that hedgehog again with a rider. Eggman said. Kabuto grabs Elise bridal style and runs away with Sonic after them. Attack! Eggman orders and his machines shoot missiles at them. They dodge the attacks and Elise screams. Hey, you got some pretty good moves. Sonic said. Thanks, so what's that guy saying about another writer? Kabuto said. I met a writer back in the past, Decade was his name. Sonic said, surprising Kabuto. I'm Sonic, by the way. And I'm Kabuto in this form, but you can call me Shinji. He said. Nice to meet you, Shinji. Sonic said. Elise looks at Kabuto. Why are you helping me? Just doing the job of a hero. He said. They stopped to see more robots, so they put Elise down to fight them. They attacked each of the robots. They both spin dash at the enemies many times before stopping. Hey, you copied me. Sonic points at Kabuto. I got this move because I had a vision of you. Kabuto said. Oh really? Sonic said. You're a little too weak with it, I can help with that. They heard Elise's scream and saw her captured by Eggman's machine. I had enough of these games. He said. Shinji. She throws him the emerald she had and he catches it. Kabuto sees the emerald and said, I'll rescue you, Elise. I know you will. She said. It will be with me soon, so keep it for now. Eggman goes to ship before going off. Shinji. They saw Ruri, Stella, Sayaka, and Yuka go up to him. Well, glad to see you guys are okay. Kabuto said. Friends of yours? Sonic asked. He can talk? Sayaka said. Yeah, strange things been happening. Kabuto said. With Hajime. He was at a snow area with you, Mew, and Fuki. It's so cold. Mew was shaking. Hajime was holding her and said, we need to go. Yes, we need to find the others before Methyles does. You said. Well, where should we go? Fuki asked. So who are you people? Hajime looks up and sees a black hedgehog staring at them from a tree. Who are you? Hajime said. I am Shadow. He said. You can feel his power, what incredible power. It seems you might need help if you help me out too. Shadow said. With that? Hajime asked. Shadow looks forward and they saw many robots running towards them. Fuki screams seeing them. Hajime and you went forward. Hajime shoots at them, making the guns pierce through the machines. You uses her magic to make the robots stop before they got crushed. Shadow jumps up and spin dashes many of them before kicking one away. Hajime kept shooting before he sees Mew with Fuki and they were being attacked. Mew. He said. Kabuto felt a orb come out of him and he got surprised before it goes away. Hajime then sees the orb before into a break-action pistol that was black and red with a revolver wheel. He grabs it and could feel the power. Hajime shoots at the machines with it, blasting them back. Then a battery-like bullet came out and he grabs it. It was black with red letters saying Nightmare with a switch. I see. He presses on the switch, making the letters light up. He inserts it in the barrel and places it over his head. They got shocked seeing that. Pop up. Mew said. Henshin. He pulls the trigger, making a glass shards appearing. Nightmare. A black bodysuit appears and the shards attached to his body, with it having silver armor based on Berserker Lancelot on the chest, legs and forearms. The helmet was like Goblin Slayer, being black and glowing red eyes. Kamen Rider. Nightmare. He said. Hajime is a Kamen Rider? Fuki said. Cool. Mew was amazed. Nightmare then shoots at the robots, taking them down one by one. Then he sees a bigger one going towards him and he jumps up. He spins the barrel. Execution. He points at the robot as red energy charges up and he shoots a big blast, making it explode. Nightmare jumps down and stands up. Shadow looks at him and said, "Not bad." At another part of the city. The group there was Cookie, Yoshiko, Ryuchi, and Suzu. We need to find the others, and Cookie sees Yoshiko looking around. Look at this place, it's so cool, she said. Yoshiko. He grunts. What did you expect? It's Yoshiko, sis. Ryuchi said. I know that. Cookie said. Hey! They looked up and saw a silver hedgehog. Who are you? Cookie said. I am Silver, I came here to stop the Iblis trigger. He said. Iblis? Cookie said. It's a monster that destroyed the future. Silver said, shocking them. So I must go find the trigger and stop him. Then let us help you as we are heroes. Cookie said. Well, okay, but you guys better keep up. Silver said. Don't worry about that. Cookie smiles. At the sky was Mephiles and he laughs looking at the three groups. Good, now all I'll have to do is wait and watch the show. They're more of the group to find the three groups, wonder who they will find. Chapter 35 gotta go fast. I don't own Kamen Rider Kabuto or My Hero Academia. Kabuto, Sonic, Ruri, Stella, Sayaka and Yuki went forward. I wonder what Eggman what's with the princess. Sonic said. We need to find more info. Kabuto said. They went forward and they saw a two-tailed fox. Sonic. He waves at them. Tails. Sonic said. So cute. Ruri, Sayaka, and Yuki said. I heard that you tried save the princess from Dr. Eggman. Tails said. Let me help out. Well, it's better with help. Kabuto said. Yeah, you're right. Sonic said. Also, I met this woman. Tails points to the side and Aiko came out. Miss Aiko. Kabuto, Sayaka, and Yuki said. I'm glad that you're all alright. She smiles. Who is she? Sonic asked. Our teacher. Yuki said. Wait, really? Sonic said. Yeah, we're glad she's safe. Kabuto said. Well, with the more of your friends, this should be a piece of cake. Sonic said. They went forward together and Kabuto said, we are going to need something for Sayaka since she can't fight on her own. Don't worry, I got something. Tails said. Ha! Sayaka looks at her. He goes off before coming back inside a car called the Pink Altar, which looks like a pink version of the Royal Chariot but with cannons on the sides. She can drive this. Sayaka was nervous. You want me to drive that car? Perfect, get in. Sonic said. She walks inside and was in the driver's seat with Stella and Yuka sitting on the back. Aiko was at the front seat. Okay, I'll help you drive it. Aiko said. Okay. Sayaka said. They went forward and saw a trail of rings leading to a path on the other side of the ocean. Let's go. Sonic goes forward, follows the path. Wait. Ruri calls out her Zector and the scarab goes to her hand. Henshin. She inserts it. Henshin. She changes into Oasis and rotates it. Cast off. Cast off. The armor sheds off and they followed Sonic. They went through a portal that sent them to a new area called Wave Ocean. They ran forward and saw many robots coming towards them. Alright. Sonic spin dashes them with Kabuto destroying many. Oasis jumps on top of one making it go crazy shooting around hitting its buddies. Sayaka screams and drives around avoiding the robots and Yuka throws many knives hitting them. Sayaka. Calm down. Aiko said. Sorry. She said. Tails flies up throwing many bombs at the robots. The guys went to the ocean as they ran so fast they were running on the water. How are they doing that? The girls said. Oasis tried it and did it. Wow. Keep it going, kid. Sonic said to her. Don't look back, Ruri. Kabuto said. They kept running before they jumped to a stone pillar, jumping off of it to another, and they did the same many times. Tails was with the girls in the car as it was hovering over the water. How many things did you upgraded this car? Yuka said. Tons. He smiles. The trio jumped off the last pillar and slide through the water before a killer whale chases after them. Oh, come on. Oasis said. Keep going. Kabuto said. They went to a bridge and ran through it as the whale chases after them, destroying the bridge. They jumped off the last second and dragged onto the whale. Tails closed the gate so it won't follow us. Sonic said. Alright, Sonic. Tails said. The other group went through the ground and the land, avoiding many robots and fighting when they need to. Sayaka to the left. Aiko said, making Sayaka go to another road. They saw a tower with a switch and Tails flies towards it, pushing the switch, closing the gate. The trio went over the gate and arrived at land. They saw the ship and saw it getting away. It's getting away. Kabuto said. Let's speed up. Sonic said. Clock up. The siblings said. Clock up. The trio went faster, trying to keep up with the ship while avoiding the stuff in front of them and go under many bridges. How is it so fast? Oasis said. Eggman made that thing to keep up with me. Sonic said. Of course. Kabuto grunted. They reached to the end and saw that he was gone. Clock over. They stopped to see it go away, and Kabuto sees a feather that belonged to Elise's dress, picking it up. Tails and the others came, and Tails said it looks like the princess was moved to another location. Let's head back to the city. They went back and Kabuto clutches the feather and follows. Later in the afternoon at Dusty Desert. Inside a chamber of ancient ruins, Elise is sitting. She then gets a thought that she remembered from the past. You're a good girl, Elise. Remember, be brave. Don't cry no matter what happens. Elise then saw Kabuto, Sonic and the others break inside the room. Mr. Shinji. Elise smiles. Just Shinji. Kabuto said, and she hugs him. Yuka and Sayaka's jaws dropped seeing that. Now then, are you okay? Kabuto asked. I am so glad that you came, she said. I told you I would come. Kabuto said. Guys. Tails said. They looked at the egg Cerberus, who is sealed in a cage. Eggman then appears. It looks like a pesky rat has stuck its nose where it doesn't belong. Well, a hedgehog to be more precise. The princess is mine until I unlock the secret of the flames of disaster. Let's get him. Sonic said. Right. Kabuto said. Eggman goes away as the cage opens, letting it charge at them. Tails takes the girls away as Kabuto and Sonic faced off against it. The egg Cerberus tries to claw them and they jump to the sides and ran around it. It shoots lasers at them, making Sonic jump and Kabuto duck. It seems Eggman stepped his game. Sonic said. If he knows what the Kamen Riders are, he must have been prepared. Kabuto said. Sonic jumps to its back and grabbed its horn, making it trash around. Guys, make it crash into something. Tails said. Got it. Sonic steers it to a wall, making its face break. Hey, it worked. Kabuto takes out his weapon and shoots at it many times, making it grunt. Egg Cerberus roars and charges at them, then something came down, punching its head. Kabuto got surprised and saw Ryutaro hitting it back. Ryutaro. Kabuto said. Friend of yours? Sonic said. Yup. Kabuto said. Ryutaro came down and smiles. Hey Shinji, sorry I'm late. It's a good timing actually. Kabuto jumps on its back, making it go crazy. He then makes it slam against the wall and the head begins to crack. Now! Sonic and Kabuto jumped up and spin dash at the robot's head, going through it. They landed on the other side before it explodes. Yeah! Kabuto and Sonic fist bumped. The others came and Ryutaro saw Elise. Oh. This must be the princess. Yes, let's go. Kabuto said, and they ran out of the place. With Shadow's group. The alarm from Eggman's fortress-like base is heard and a battalion of egg gunners marches forward to deal with the intruder. Shadow's team went forward with me holding on to Nightmare. Shadow runs through the robots in hail of bullets, destroying them as he passes them. Nightmare then shoots many of them to pieces as the girls were behind him, and you takes the rest out. They then hide behind many crates. Transmission from HQ. There's an SOS coming from Dr. Eggman's base. Our last communication with our agent was 26 hours ago. We expect an immediate rescue, Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow got a call. Understood. Initiating the mission now. Shadow said. This has gotta be the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. I can't even fight like the rest of your guys. Fuki said. We'll just have to find you weapon. Nightmare said. Shadow takes out a weapon and passes to Fuki, and she got shocked since it's a flash shot. See a enemy, shoot it. Shadow said. I like this guy. Nightmare said. Shadow also noticed a crate that was different and breaks it open, revealing special shoes, and passes it to Fuki. Use them, they're kinda like mine. Shadow said. Oh great. Fuki puts them on. Now let's go. Shadow said, and he teleports them away. 1, 2, 3. To be continued. To be continued.